An electrifying show has been prepared for you in today's edition, with a focus on the Philadelphia Eagles. We're thrilled to have you with us as we dive into some of the latest updates surrounding the team. We're going to talk about two major decisions looming over the Eagles front office, as well as address some comments made by a player regarding the offensive line. This player made an appearance on a local radio station this morning, expressing concerns about the lack of depth at the position. He also shared his thoughts on a player expected to step up and take on the right guard spot, which leads us to some important news that surfaced on Thursday, March 27th. The Eagles made a smart acquisition to bolster their offensive line. The player raised some valid concerns, and the management took action, recognizing the need for this addition. While I might be joking a bit, he did raise legitimate points, and I believe this move will ultimately prove to be beneficial for the city. On a related note, the rumors coming out of Boston have cooled significantly ever since the prospect of a trade involving a player to the Patriots began to lose steam. Before we dive deeper into the subject, it's worth mentioning that we achieved an all-time high for the number of subscribers in a single show this week, gaining 40 new followers when we discussed another addition to the offensive line, specifically a new player joining the team. Let's see if we can top that number today as I bring you the best Eagles content available. Now, when it comes to the major decisions the Philadelphia Eagles are facing, one of them has been talked about several times, while the other hasn't been explored in detail yet. I've touched on it briefly before, but let's take a deeper look at it now. It's clear that the future of one particular player is up in the air. The Eagles have a few options to consider. They can trade him, release him, or extend his contract. And, of course, when evaluating this player, there are numerous factors to weigh. Digging deeper into the analysis, the future of this player remains uncertain. The Eagles have several options on the table. They can trade him, release him, or extend his contract. When making this evaluation, both his strengths and weaknesses need to be carefully considered. He is among the league's top tight ends, showcasing exceptional skills as a receiver. His ability to rack up yards after the catch is remarkable, making him tough to bring down. In terms of style, he sets himself apart from another player who has struggled to break tackles and create yards after contact. This player also stands out as an effective blocker, contributing significantly both in the passing game and the running game. Despite being sidelined for a considerable period during the playoffs, this player played a crucial role in some key games. He currently ranks second in franchise history for most receiving yards in the playoffs, behind only one other player. Throughout the recent playoff run, he made critical receptions that helped push the team to the Super Bowl. A standout moment of the season was his impressive reception of around 60 or 70 yards, a play that was vital in securing the victory. However, this player has faced challenges related to injuries throughout his career, having missed 15 games over the past 3 years since being drafted. This extended absence, combined with his considerable value, raises concerns. With his 31st birthday approaching in the next season and a salary of $1,800,000, his frequent injuries are a significant hurdle. If he were to return with a more favorable contract, it could be a viable option, provided the terms are right. Looking at his performance over the last 4 years, it's clear that, although he is one of the highest-paid players at his position, his yardage production has fluctuated considerably. In the 2024 season, he recorded fewer than 500 yards, while in 2023, he fell short of 600. In 2022, he surpassed 700 yards, and in 2021, he exceeded 800 yards despite several absences. This inconsistency in both his value and performance is a real concern. In the 2024 season, his production was under 500 yards, while in 2023, he barely managed to break the 600-yard mark. In 2022, he exceeded 700 yards, and in 2021, he surpassed 800. However, his performance has been inconsistent, which is worrying considering that Goddard earns $14,250,000, making him the fourth highest paid tight end in the league behind Travis Kelce, T.J. Hawkinson, and George Kittle. Despite this hefty salary, Goddard has not been able to match the production of these players for most of his career. He does outperform players like David Njoku, Cole Kmet, Pat Freiermuth, Dalton Schultz, and Noah Fant, but the expectation is that If the team decides to keep him, it will likely be for a significantly lower salary than his current base salary, average annual value, and cap hit. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, the team will need to make a decision regarding Dallas Goedert's future, and this decision will likely have a direct impact on the upcoming draft. The Eagles signed Harrison Bryant and Kylan Grandson, both tight ends, in free agency, and the tight end class this year is particularly strong. Additionally, the team was meeting with tight ends during the NFL Combine. Therefore, it appears that the Eagles are at least considering the possibility of moving on from Goedert or, at the very least, preparing for that eventuality. But what's the catch? If a trade doesn't happen, will they release him? The team is certainly at a crossroads with Goedert's future. As for the other major decision the team faces, the focus now shifts to former first-round pick Jordan Davis and his impending fifth-year option. The Eagles need to decide what to do with Davis by May 1st, a deadline that's rapidly approaching. If the team exercises this option, it will guarantee his 2026 salary at around $12 million, which brings up the question, is it worth paying that much for a player whose performance on 3 downs is uncertain? Last season, Davis participated in only 37% of the defensive snaps. He was expected to be a dominant run stopper, but his performance in this area didn't quite meet expectations, according to various evaluations. Still, it's important to recognize that Jordan Davis showed significant progress from 2023 to 2024. Even during the season, it was clear that he was starting to find his rhythm, gaining confidence, and showing notable improvement. While he may not yet be fully developed, which suggests room for growth, the question remains whether it's worth keeping a player who plays fewer than 40% of the snaps while earning $12 million, especially with Milton Williams on a good contract. It's worth asking whether Davis will see more playing time in the future, which would make that investment more palatable. Stats show a general grade of 66.6, ranking him 46th out of 219 interior defensive linemen, with a pass rush grade of 65 and a run defense grade of 58. He has room to improve in these areas. At 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing 340 pounds, Davis was expected to dominate, but that expectation has not been fully met so far. His teammate, Jalen Carter, is also on a developmental trajectory. The defensive line coach has acknowledged Davis's potential, noting that he's still far from being a finished product. It's a mistake to believe players are fully developed in their second or third years in the league as they continue to evolve. I believe Davis has the potential to improve, particularly if he can stay in good physical shape, as the talent is clearly there. However, the $12 million price tag for his fifth-year option is a significant factor. The question that remains is whether the team should exercise this option or let it pass. If they don't, the decision will be entirely up to the team. This will be the last year of Jordan Davis's rookie contract. If you've been with us on our shows lately and joined the live broadcast, you may have noticed I was wearing an Eagles Super Bowl shirt with a player holding the Lombardi Trophy. There are plenty of shirts, hoodies, caps, and jerseys available. But let's get back to the topic at hand, the offensive line. I have a deep appreciation for the players in the trenches, and during an appearance on a radio show this morning, one player was asked about the Eagles' offensive line as we project into 2025. His comments were particularly relevant. He expressed a desire to see one player become a little more consistent. While this player has shown potential at times, there are moments where he loses balance or gets overpowered by opponents. Despite this, the player expressed confidence in him and seemed pleased to have him on the roster as the season approaches. However, he did raise concerns about the absence of 2 key players and the injuries sustained during the Super Bowl. He's curious to see who will step up to address the depth issues. If this player were to take over as a starter, who will fill his spot? There's a significant drop-off that could negatively affect the team's performance. These concerns are entirely understandable, as the depth issues along the offensive line are very real. This is especially significant after the team lost one of the league's best guards last year and another valuable backup. It's starting to look like the team will need to select at least one offensive lineman in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. When it comes to the starters, the Eagles are in a great position. One player stands out as one of the best left tackles in the game, while another has firmly established himself among the top left guards. A third player is in his final year of contract, and I believe the team will look to extend him, as he is one of the best centers in football. One other player's performance is still a bit uncertain, but we've already witnessed some promising moments. At the same time, another player is recognized as the best right tackle in the league. Evaluating a player's performance on the offensive line can be tricky, especially when considering the metrics from a well-known analysis site. He's also due for an extension, as he's considered one of the best centers in the game. The performance of one athlete remains somewhat uncertain, but we've seen promising flashes. One player remains the best right tackle in the league. At times, it's tough to evaluate how an offensive lineman performed based on the ratings of an analysis site. I felt he did a great job in a crucial game, and on other occasions when he was called upon, he performed admirably. But as mentioned, he needs to bring more consistency. The analysis metrics aren't particularly impressive, with an overall grade of 46, a pass protection score of 37, and a run blocking grade of 56. He does have some positional versatility, having played a total of 122 snaps as a left guard and 173 as a right guard, which means he can play both positions. In college, he played as an offensive tackle at a renowned school. When the Eagles selected him in the third round, they planned for him to be a guard, believing that would be his future position. On the flip side, he didn't allow any sacks and didn't allow any hits on the quarterback. Regarding the Eagles' offensive line depth, they made a significant move recently, as reported by a prominent journalist who, for some unknown reason, blocked me on social media. I'm not sure what I did to deserve that. He announced that a player is returning to the Eagles with a one-year contract. Last season, this player had to step in for a teammate on another team who didn't perform well. His time there was challenging, but he started a total of 15 games and had a satisfactory performance. He finished with an overall grade of 69, a pass protection score of 78, and a run blocking grade of 65. Although he allowed 7 sacks and committed 7 penalties, he didn't allow any hits on the quarterback. I think he's a better fit for interior positions. At 6 feet, 7 inches tall, and weighing 330 pounds, he tends to be a bit slow. When facing faster defenders, he can struggle. The same issue arises when he's isolated at tackle. The team is bringing in a player who was drafted in 2018, played 27 games, and started 10 of them as a tackle and guard. He spent a few years with another team before being traded for a 6th-round pick. He had a year with another team, and last season he played with a third team, bringing a good amount of experience. He's a great addition to the scheme, as he's the type of player who excels in a specific offensive approach. He's played 10 games as a tackle and guard, had a stint with a team after being traded for a 6th-round pick, spent a year with another organization, and last year played in Chicago. With considerable experience, he fits well into the scheme, excelling particularly in running plays in this offensive system. I believe he'll do better at run blocking than he did last season in Chicago, where he had a reasonable performance as a pass blocker. Some of the issues that were raised are being addressed with the addition of a new player who will sign a short-term contract with an affordable value. He can play both guard positions and tackle, is familiar with the organization, and comes from a season where he had a solid performance. So, this is a modest addition, but it could yield positive results, as this player has started numerous games and built a solid career in the league. Additionally, earlier this week, the team signed another player who stood out as a starter in 7 games last year. The fact that they're bringing in these players with low investments is a positive move. To clear things up, all the rumors about a potential trade involving a key player to another team can be discarded, as that is not going to happen. It's been reiterated several times that this situation won't materialize. The team just won a significant title and renewed this player's contract last season, along with another player. He's among the top 3 receivers in the league and has been instrumental in the offensive success since he arrived in town, a result of a strategic trade made on draft night before the start of the season. He surpassed 1,000 receiving yards and is an exceptional player still in his prime. The team would never consider trading this player, despite continued speculation from those covering the other organization about a supposed good relationship, which has always seemed exaggerated. So, What has the other team done recently? They've offered a good value for a player who is in the process of recovering from an injury, indicating that he will be their top receiver. They're investing in him, but they won't get our player, who remains here in the city. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The buzz surrounding Josh Allen potentially joining the Philadelphia Eagles is nothing short of electric. Could one of the NFL's most dynamic quarterbacks make the jump from Buffalo to the city of brotherly love? It sounds like something out of a dream for Eagles fans, but recent rumors are stirring up the NFL world. As we dive into speculation, one thing is clear. If the Eagles pull this off, the league will never be the same. Allen's time with the Buffalo Bills has been nothing short of remarkable. His 2020 season was a defining moment, catapulting the Bills to their first division title and playoff victory in over 2 decades. Despite some ups and downs in 2024, including a few injuries, Allen's resilience and leadership have remained strong. But with Philadelphia looking to solidify their position as a top contender in the NFC, they're reportedly eyeing a potential blockbuster trade that could bring the powerful arm of Allen to their already potent offense. Philadelphia's aggressive approach to team building makes them an ideal landing spot for Allen. With a solid offensive line, elite playmakers like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and a head coach like Nick Sirianni who thrives on innovation, the Eagles could provide Allen with the ideal environment to elevate his game even further. Imagine Allen linking up with Jalen Hurts, creating a dual-threat offense that would be nearly impossible to stop. The potential for this pairing is enough to make any football fan's heart race. Of course, the move wouldn't come without challenges. The Eagles would need to make significant moves to accommodate Allen's hefty contract, which could involve parting ways with some key players. Moreover, the Bills, after years of developing Allen into their franchise QB, might not be so eager to let go of their star. But if the Eagles are willing to offer the right package, it could make for an intriguing power shift in the NFC. Josh Allen's playing style is a unique blend of power, agility, and raw athleticism that has made him one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the NFL. His arm strength is arguably among the best in the league, capable of making every throw from deep bombs to tight window shots over the middle. But what truly sets Allen apart is his ability to make plays with his legs. Known for his physicality, he is not afraid to take on defenders, using his 6 feet 5 inches, 237-pound frame to bulldoze his way for first downs and touchdowns. This dual-threat capability would be a perfect fit for the Philadelphia Eagles offense, allowing for more creative play calling and unpredictability in the backfield. Allen's personality is another key factor that could make him a great fit for the Eagles. He's known for his leadership, work ethic, and unshakable confidence, traits that have earned him the respect of his teammates and coaches alike. His fiery competitiveness and no-quit attitude would mesh well with Nick Sirianni's high-energy coaching style. Sirianni, who has built a reputation for motivating his players and fostering a team-first mentality, could harness Allen's drive and integrate it into the Eagles' locker room, creating an environment where every player is pushing for greatness. On the field, Allen's ability to extend plays and keep defenses guessing would give the Eagles' offense a new dynamic. With a strong offensive line already in place, Allen would have the protection he needs to survey the field and make quick decisions. His chemistry with top-tier wide receivers like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith would provide a dangerous combination of size, speed, and skill. His deep ball accuracy and ability to improvise in the pocket would open up numerous possibilities for the Eagles' passing game, while his rushing ability would add a new layer to their already impressive ground game, making the offense even more difficult to defend against. Nick Sirianni's offense thrives on versatility, and Josh Allen's skill set would enhance that flexibility to new heights. With Allen's ability to run, throw on the move, and read defenses, he would bring a level of unpredictability that keeps opposing coordinators up at night. In crucial moments, Allen's clutch gene and ability to perform under pressure would make him a difference maker for the Eagles, whether in regular season battles or high-stakes playoff games. Adding him to the fold would undoubtedly make Philadelphia one of the most feared teams in the NFC. As the speculation builds, all eyes will be on the Eagles and Bills. Could Josh Allen really be making his way to Philly? While it's far from a done deal, the idea alone is enough to keep fans on the edge of their seats. If the Eagles manage to pull off this incredible trade, they would undoubtedly become one of the most dangerous teams in the league. The future of the NFL could be shaped by this decision, and the world is watching. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.